Whether you're hitting the road or kicking back in the cab, it's time to take a load off with Big Rig Banter. Powered by alltruckjobs.com, your source for finding the trucking jobs drivers really want. Get ready to shift into gear and let the conversations roll.
All right, hello and welcome, truckers. The date is March 20th. It's the first day of spring, and you're listening to the 26th episode of Big Rig Banter. I'm your co-host, Troy Diffenderfer.
And I'm your favorite co-host, Lenay.
Lenay, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing really good. So we're doing an episode all about spring cleaning, getting your big rig cleaned up. Lenay, do you do any spring cleaning?
I have actually been in my apartment 2 years this year, which is a long time for me to live in one place. So I have considered doing some spring cleaning. What about you?
I don't really do. I do more like wait till my fiance threatens to throw out all my comic books and then I clean. So that's about the amount of cleaning I do.
What about your car? Is that clean or is it covered in McDonald's food wrappers?
You definitely can't see the floor of it. I'll leave it at that. So I definitely should do some spring cleaning. I do have a habit of being a bit of a hoarder. So that's something I need to work on.
Yeah, my car is a little dirty, I would say. There's a lot of things in the trunk that, the other day I opened it, I found 2 sleeping bags, actually a bottle of Jim Beam, so that was nice. Didn't know that was in there. So you never know what you might find in your car if you don't clean it out.
At least you're prepared, if you have to make a run for it, you can survive. You got your sleeping bag and your Jim Beam. So.
Yeah, sleeping bag, bourbon, it'll keep me warm.
Yeah.
All right, so, obviously Troy and I aren't the best ones to give advice on this subject, but luckily on All Truck Jobs, we have a blog about how to keep your big rig clean. So we're going to reference that to give you guys some tips since we are obviously not ideal. But before we get started, just a reminder to follow us on social media and engage with us using the hashtag Big Rig Banter.
Yeah, truckers, we love to hear from you. We love to interact with you on social media. So our DMs are always open for you to give us your opinion. But Lenay, let's jump right into things. Truckers need to know some of these tips how to clean your big rig. Number one is pressure washing. Lenay, have you ever used a pressure washer before?
I have not, but it sounds like it might be pretty dangerous for me to do so. I imagine there's a lot of pressure.
I know. I always wondered that too. I've never used one, and I always wondered if you touched yourself with the pressure washer, if it would hurt you. How much pressure is it?
Well, maybe we should get a pressure washer and I'll pressure wash you, and we can see what that feels like.
Yeah, we can try it, but it's even a lucrative gig too. I know a lot of family friends that have pressure washing businesses, and that's a huge career to have, especially in the spring when a lot of people are getting, whether it's their house or their big rig pressure wash. It's definitely somewhere you can make money too. Maybe we should look into a side business.
Yeah, maybe so. Pressure washing with Lenay and Troy.
But yeah, so truckers, you're going to need a high-grade pressure washer for your rig so it can look brand new. Spring's the perfect time to do it. It's definitely a muddy season, especially coming right out of winter.
Yeah, you got all that dirt on there from all the snow and the salt on the road, so it's a great time to pressure wash and get ready for, all that rain that follows. Doesn't it always go you wash a car and then it rains? So pressure wash.
Yeah, for sure. And if you don't feel comfortable, there's tons of services out there. There's even services at different truck stops that will pressure wash your rig, so don't be afraid to use that as well. But Lenay, what are some other tips you have?
The second thing, once you pressure wash your big rig, is to wax it. The waxing is what's going to get that rig all nice and shiny, show off those beautiful colors, and have it glistening in that spring sunlight. So I know when I was at the Great American Trucking Show, there were tons of trucks on the show floor there at Pride and Polish, and they were waxed and shiny. And so, it's always nice to see a truck like that and appreciate it when it's heading down the road.
Yeah, and Lenay, you mentioned the rain. Wax is a great way to kind of keep that rain off of it, and so you're not just washing it and then the next day it gets ruined by a thunderstorm. wax is a great way to keep the rain at bay for sure. Just polish little sections at a time. It's easier to keep track of where you've done and where you haven't if you're washing it yourself for sure. And just a little TLC will have that rig shining.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's our last tip for keeping your big rig clean?
Yeah, and this is one that I definitely need to take the advice to. Don't forget the interior. Everyone likes to make the outside appearance look nice, but don't forget to vacuum your interior. Obviously, you're living in the big rig in some cases, so it's going to definitely get a little messy, whether it's food wrappers or crumbs or dirty clothes. So make sure to do some spring cleaning. And it's a great way to get rid of things too. Over the road, I'm sure you accumulate things, so taking the time to either throw out garbage or even donate things to Goodwill or a different kind of consignment shop is a great way to get rid of things that you might not necessarily need on the road.
Yeah, absolutely. And, take it from Troy and I, you never know what you might find in your in your truck. So just take the time to clean that out, and you might even find something you don't want to throw away, but that you actually need. So you never know.
But yeah, truckers, we'd love to hear the things you found in your rig when you were doing spring cleaning. So make sure to reach out to us on social media. Maybe we'll do a video of Lenay and I going through our dirty vehicles and seeing what we can find.
No. But yeah, definitely reach out to us. That's hashtag Big Rig Banter. So if you like what you hear, be sure to leave us an online review so we know how we're doing.
Yeah, and truckers, just to go over those 3 tips, make sure to pressure wash your vehicle when the time is right. Use some wax to get it nice and shiny and keep the rain at bay. And don't forget the interior. Make sure to clean up the inside of your rig so it's looking as nice as the outside of your rig.
Get it all ready for spring.
Exactly. And again, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Big Rig Banter. This podcast is powered by All Truck Jobs. If anyone listening is looking for a new gig, check out alltruckjobs.com to find trucking jobs that are available across the nation. Once again, I'm Troy Diffenderfer.
And I'm Lenay Roll.
And this has been Big Rig Banter.
Thanks for tuning in to another edition of Big Rig Banter. For your next job, check out alltruckjobs.com, the premier online source for finding the best driver jobs in the country. Browse hundreds of positions by freight or driver type to get back on the road with confidence. Click subscribe to keep the conversations coming. Until next time on Big Rig Banter.